freezing.
I think we're there. I think we're on. Okay, well, it only took 2 attempts.
Yeah.
But we're back. Back in the New York groove, and this time we're actually going to be in New York City.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be swinging about the very, very eccentric, exuberant, dangerous streets of New York.
Yeah, it does seem kind of dangerous there.
It is kind of dangerous.
It's actually kind of good we're not there in person.
Yeah.
Because I would not be enjoying myself.
Nah, New York isn't really our city. You know, England is my city.
Oh, don't. I knew you were going to do it.
New York isn't exactly my city. I am just going to go set the thumbnail.
Shall I?
No, nothing.
Select? I will.
Just wait.
We will wait. Don't worry. We can use a bit of patience right now. We've waited a little bit. There was some form of technical error earlier. Some of you tuned in for that technical error and then probably got a bit surprised when we disappeared. But we are here, we are ready. We're going to be playing Spider-Man, as you can tell. Honestly, he looks jacked. This suit gives him an 8-pack.
He's a big boy.
He looks really good.
Spider-Man big boy. So
I wonder what
you're excited about for this game.
I'm excited for the suits.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's something really cool about all the different suits he has. I remember when you played it the first time, there were different colours of suits that gave him different abilities, like strength. I think there was like an electro suit, if I remember correctly. Was there? And I like unlocking things like that. That's kind of cool. I'm not looking forward to having to figure out where to go, because I am not the sort of person who is good with those things called directions. In fact, I would be considered really bad with directions. And unlike Narendra, who just from playing this game, because they did such a good job with the landscaping of New York itself, and they kept it very true to the actual grid-like nature of the map of New York, and kept a lot of the street names the same, even like the facings of shops and whatnot. They were up to date when they put out the game for like 99% of it. The things that weren't critical to the story, they kept all the shop facings in New York. To the point that, because Bayer played the game and is good with directions, when we visited New York a few years ago, he knew his way around, didn't you, Bayer?
Bits.
He was like, oh, now we're in this place in New York, and if we walk in this direction, we're going to be going here. And I was like, dude, you're not referring to a map. And he was like, no, Andy, I've got the map. The map is in my head. I've got that knowledge, you know?
Well, our sister was even better.
She was.
She's never been to New York, really.
Yeah, she's got this natural compass.
Places just from the restaurants.
Yeah, she did. She's, I don't know how I'm related to them sometimes, because they have this inbuilt map, and I do not. But that's okay. Maybe I'll gauge some understanding of distance, perception, New York. I do remember when I played the game, very, very briefly, I was really enjoying swinging through the streets.
That was basically all you did.
That's all I did. Like, I didn't complete the first level. I just swung through the streets for, I think it was a few hours. And Bayer came to get me and said, Indy, you've been playing for like a couple of hours now. I think you should stop. And I went, no, it's only been like half an hour. And he was like, no. It'd been
nothing else.
It'd been like 3.5 hours, I think 2.5, 3 hours. And I'd just been swinging about, not a care in the world. There was something about the way that it was visualized, the way the jumps were done. It just looked too cool, honestly. Right, Bae?
Yeah.
I think I remember you saying that they actually coded specifically the way that his jumps were to make them look even more realistic for this game compared to all the previous Spider-Man games. This was like an update in the technology of his jumps, right?
They updated everything.
No, understandably.
The swinging dynamics and the way that he moved and combat.
We are back. We are back. We are ready. This is the Spider-Man PS4 game. We are playing it on the PS5. And when we complete this game, we will move on to the Miles Morales game. I am excited. It's lovely to have you back. Lovely to have a couple of you guys here. Thank you for joining us. A little bit later than what we had initially anticipated. Initially anticipated. A little bit later, but that's okay. We made it here in the end. We are nearly ready to get going. It's good. It's actually started to get dark here. which I feel like makes it a bit more ambient. Because, you know, when it gets dark, it's like, oh, no one's going to be bothering us, you know, no one's going to be knocking on the door, now it's getting dark here, so we can actually just focus on playing. I say we, it's mainly going to be Bayer, I think, because... No, don't say it's my game. I'm not sure about that one. I feel like... Actually, I have to ask you a question. When you watch walkthroughs of games, or forgive me, when you're watching live streams, specifically when you're watching us do live streams, do you get frustrated when we don't do things well? Like when we are failing at playing, or when I am messing up, are you guys like, oh come on, you can do it, or are you like, oh my god, this girl cannot do anything? Which one is it? Because I'm obviously like, oh my god girl, you can't do anything. But maybe for you guys when you're watching, you're just like, oh, disappointing performance here from India, from Nonsensei. Absolutely what we anticipated, but hoped that she would do better, you know? Maybe it's something like that.
How long do you think we're going to go
Tonight?
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe 2.5?
3?
3? I think 3's a bit... 4?
5?
No, stop. Tone it down.
We have to do bits.
We can do bits, but bits is not 5 hours. 5 hours seems like too much. You might watch me fall asleep live on stream. Maybe we could do like 2.5, maybe 3. What do you guys think? Does that sound reasonable? Also, have any of you guys played this game? If you played this game, let us know. Because you'll have prior information that I won't have. Bayer will have it. NarendraTheComic will have it, but I won't.
The game for you. I'm just
No.
gonna let it flow.
Oh. I know, obviously no spoiling. It's in the sense of like, you might know what's coming before we get there, you know?
Yeah,
Sometimes with that prior knowledge, it makes it a little bit sweeter. Because you're probably thinking, oh, I know what's happening soon. I know what's going to be turning up. Right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. There are bits in the game where you look at it and you go, oh, haven't just watched the cutscenes, but I'm gonna soon. Oh, well, I'll tell you, this is a bombastic game. It's got so much good shit in it. In fact, I would argue it's one of the best video games I've played over the last 12 years.
I think you said it was a formative video game for you, didn't you?
I think it comes in that category where it's not just, oh, it was fun playing it, but it has a lasting impact. I think the story is a bit stuffed when it comes to the end point, but
Isn't that
overall,
a good thing?
Some people would say it's a good thing. I think from a storytelling point of view, they just put a little too much in at the end, and they could have saved something for the next game if they so chosen. It still would have fit.
Okay.
But, hey, it just means we got even more in the first game, and most people aren't like me who like to nitpick.
Yeah.
Just, oh, they gave us too much.
Too much.
That's what I'm saying here, which is definitely not the situation most people want.
Would you say it's a 10 out of 10?
I would say it's a solid 8.9. 8.8. It's in that range, and I'm purposely deducting points because they gave us so much. So for other people, they might even give it like a 9, a 9.8.
Wow.
And I wouldn't be questioning it. Okay, I'll say that.
You don't understand it.
So, easy, medium, hard, extra hard. What do you want?
Easy.
You want the easiest?
Fine, medium.
Medium. I think when I played it on this one, which is the third one.
You know, you saw my abilities, guys. You know my abilities.
That's true. But look, there you go. You see the aggressiveness, the damage, the health, and that's the comp there. That might be too much. That is definitely not. You're not going to be going on spectacular. You're not spectacular. Are you friendly neighborhood or are you amazing? That one probably says.
I'd probably say friendly neighborhood, but that kind of seems like a cop-out.
You're going to be going around after in bits and bobs, not doing anything.
That maybe is a bit of a cop-out if it's friendly neighborhood.
Yes, after Spider-Man and Miles Morales, I think it will be the Jedi Fallen Order series after that point. But knowing us, this is going to take us a month anyway, because
you know, if we do it on a hard level, it might take us more than a month.
Yeah, you're right, but then it also depends as well, because when we did the Hogwarts Legacy streams, the reason why we actually got through it in like 6 streams is because some of those streams were 6 hours and 12 hours.
Yeah, they were.
So I don't think we're going to do 12-hour streams, but 4-hour streams are probably going to be like the roundabout number. So if we really think of it like that, and this is probably going to take 24 to 28 hours, I'm saying this might take us like over a month to complete if we're doing 4-hour streams.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to pepper in a 6-hour stream now and then as well.
When we have it in us, I think that would be a good idea.
Easy, medium, hard, extra hard.
Guys, what do you think?
What do you think she should do? What do you think?
I don't want to go and do something and be like, oh wow, we're just walking through this. But at the same time, I don't want to go for medium if it's going to make me suffer more.
Indy, you need to suffer. In football, there's something. Antonio Conte says, even though he decided to shit on Spurs, he said, you have to suffer in life.
I understand.
And we have to suffer for the team.
I understand.
We have to suffer for football.
I understand.
And then you get the benefits after suffering.
But
it's a very Catholic mindset.
Did he bring the benefits to Tottenham? Did he, for all that suffering?
He could have done better. Can you change it later on in the game?
I don't think
you can. I don't think you can.
What do you think, Peach?
That's why I'm not sure as to whether to do easy or medium.
In your opinion, what do you think it should be for me? Knowing that I'm going to be doing a lot of playing.
When we played Hogwarts Legacy, we played it on level 2 of the 5.
Yeah.
Right? There are only 4 levels.
I know, that's what
So it makes it a bit more difficult to gauge it. But I played it on the 3rd of the 4 levels.
Yeah.
Maybe you should play it on
the
2.
second.
But if you want to play 1, I'm not going to hold it against you. You are a very specific type of gamer.
The thing is, I see myself potentially replaying this game.
Right.
And so if I go through it once on the easier modes, I might actually try.
You know what?
No, we won't. We'll do second.
Are you sure?
It feels like too much of a cop out.
Are you sure? How about we flip a coin?
You got a coin to
How
flip?
about we flip a coin? I'm going to get a coin. We're going to flip a coin. Because I don't think we should make this decision. Just okay, and then we regret it.
Oh, Peach says you can change it. Did you check online?
Can you?
Well, Peach just said you can change it.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll make a choice then.
There's some by the front.
Some by the front.
Yeah, on the right-hand side, in the box. Yeah. Thank you, Peach. I think Narendra is still on his first mission of finding a coin to flip. Oh, you found a coin. Very nice.
Heads or tails?
Oh.
Heads is the easier option. Tails is the medium option.
Most games, unless you can choose the extreme hardest, you can change it. Okay, so I'll say
heads, super easy. There's no say. Heads, super easy. Tails, medium.
Okay, go on.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
In my heart of hearts, I wanted it to be medium.
You want medium?
I think so.
Well, you got what you wished for. It is indeed Tails. We're going medium.
All right. There we go.
Peach, exactly. I guess it can be done.
Thanks
through
for letting us know.
So that makes it easier. I cannot invert camera controls. Listing mode. Which one?
Performance. Ray tracing. Is that going to be too much?
I think ray tracing is more difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
That's also ray tracing.
Okay, we'll go performance then instead of the most difficult one. No, we will not do that.
No. Do we want subtitles?
No.
Nah.
You want subs?
It might be easier because sometimes we talk over things and then we can glance and see the subs and not miss stuff.
Okay,
put subs on just for ease of ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't see what that says.
Invert
left and right camera controls. Let's
Invert
leave it the way it is and see if that's good enough. Okay, medium.
Okay.
Adjust, reset, select.
Why are we not moving forward?
Put it down.
No.
This is some really good stuff here. We're absolutely
maybe go back
smashing
and then back again. Go back again.
No, that's it.
Huh.
Oh,
there we go. It's right at the top.
It was right at the top. Absolute melons, huh?
Remastered or original?
This is remastered.
Yes.
Yeah. I played the original one, in 2019, I think, when it came out? Or beginning of 2019. What was the end of 2019? Can't remember. Because Kingdom Hearts 3 came out similar time, or within like a couple months or so, and I played them both. It's the reason why I got the PS4 when I got the PS4 was because Spider-Man PS4 was coming out, and Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out on the PS4. Because I was still having a PS3 before I had those games, because I don't often play video games, even though I enjoyed the overall immersive situation of it.
I'm getting a bit of a shiver.
barely even started yet.
I know, but there's something
This
about...
is him tracking all the police shenanigans.
Yeah, he's tuned in, isn't he? I'm playing it for the first time.
Yes, I've already played it. But this is basically going to be nonsensei's playthrough of it.
Gosh.
And I'm not going to be OC Rhino, Vulture.
Yep, there's
a lot of these characters here.
And,
But no spoilers, because I'm going to try and not spoil it anyway either, because it's no fun if you do that. Oh, right, this is it. I'm getting the chills because I know what's happening right now.
He's wearing Spidey undies.
Yeah.
Stop it!
Chucking it in the toaster.
Oh, and it's a special... Wow, he's rigged it.
Yep.
Typical teen.
Did you say such a boy? Is that what you said?
Teen.
He's not a teen, he's like 25.
Oh, fine then, typical boy.
Yeah. Hey,
What's
Toy,
good?
you're back. Well, we were gone, we were back, we were gone, we were back, but we're back now. And, yeah, Dio, is it Dio? 100%. It's one of the best games I've played over the last 10 years. Urgent notice, past due. That is a common thing for people, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Toy, unfortunately the stream just went, and the game wasn't downloaded anyway, but for some reason the stream just kind of fell apart.
It did.
And then I guess it took the time and it's back. There you go. Deo, alright. Hey, the Hogwarts edit.
You
continue playing this. R2 to swing. Oh. You know, this is a far better screen than the screen I played it on when I played the game. So this is pretty crazy. Because the screen I played on was a typical standard television. But this is pretty sick. Alright, Peach. Well, have a great time. Have a great day. Have a great night. And enjoy the game when you do play it. Because it's a banger. Banger.
Did you take him down yet?
No.
Yuri Watanabe as well. She's the police chief,
one
of the police chiefs he works with.
Oh, right.
Needs to go by the book.
I'm just following the helicopter thinking this is the right way to go.
Really want to help?
But the Hogwarts said it was really well done. Wasn't expecting it to be done, because I thought about doing it and then decided I couldn't, time-wise, but really thankful that you put in the time, Toy. And I thought it turned out really great from what you made.
It was so cool, Toy.
Yeah.
What was that?
That was you using the velocity and the,
Whoa.
You know, I did want to watch it. I do like Miles as a character. He's one of the new Marvel Comics characters over the last, say, 15 years who's actually worked and hasn't felt too forced, or they're trying to send a particular message with him. Obviously, it depends on the writing and it depends on the specific arc. But he's been pretty well put together. But the movie itself, the animation style, I thought is just gonna really wreck me and give me a migraine.
Yeah, I had the same thought. Sorry, I am trying to pay attention. I'm just really
No, you
enthralled.
just swing, baby, swing. That's what it is. But Into the Spider-Verse looks really good. And the second one came out and there was a trailer for it, but because we hadn't seen the first one, I didn't want to react to the trailer for the second one. But yeah, it's tough because I want to watch it, I want to see the story, but I know that the animation style is gonna wreck me and do me in. So maybe one day when I'm having a really good day, and maybe during the day would be better than at night as well. Then maybe I can give it a chance. Fidelity. Was it Fidelity?
I think it was Fidelity.
No, it was Performance.
Performance. You picked Performance.
Because I think it was easier than the Performance, like Extreme version. But Fidelity was 30 frames per second, and Performance was 60. We went with the 60, but the lowest 60, I think. Is there a lag? Pete Davidson is... Pete Davidson is the lead Transformer, essentially, in this movie.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Oh, no.
Because obviously there's Optimus, Peter Cullen, and then there's Bumblebee, who doesn't speak, basically, because he uses the radio.
Your spider sense will flash around your head.
Get ready to dodge. Dodge is circle. There you go. Yeah, I didn't know Pete Davidson was playing the main Transformer, new Transformer, I guess, in that movie. I don't mind Pete Davidson. I think he's, oh, good. Good. I wasn't sure if there was. You guys can let us know on those things, because we're kind of oblivious to it at the moment. Actually, we do... Let me get it up, actually, on one of our phones. That way we can have a look at it. You're already taking notes? No. It'd be very good if you could, but don't do it. Don't spend the time.
No, it's okay,
It's too much time, Toy.
Thank you, but we want you guys to live your own lives, you know?
Well, I suppose
you don't have to
Toy's
spend all your
saying there
time with
he's
us.
going to be taking notes for like, oh, around this point in stream. So that way it's easier to actually do. I suppose that would be a good thing for us to do, but
we could do that.
I can't like step outside and then come back inside, right? It feels weird.
L, as in this L.
To do that. Go on.
Somebody just shoot him!
That's how you dodge from side to side.
Okay.
So R1 to web up. So web up again. Web up, keep webbing up. There you go. See, if you web up close to, if you web up close to a obstacle, then they might get stuck to the truck or wall or whatever it might be. Hold square to do an L. There you go. Now keep doing it. There you go. Toy. I saw someone say something about, you know, someone getting a raise. Unfortunately, there's no money involved, and you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, which I really do appreciate. Maybe one day when we're making some type of significant money off the channel or in other forms, we can get people involved in producing this type of stuff at a better quality than this, because you know how it goes. Quality, shitty content, emphasis on the shitty. We do indeed bring the shitty. No, yeah, I know it's not about the money, but it's about your time, and you can't get your time back, which is why I'm like, I'm glad you guys spend your time with us.
Yes.
It's really, really fun that we get to build a small group of people here. Hey, but do your own shit. You know, it's the opposite of what actual streamers and YouTubers say.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, watch my video, watch my video.
Spend time with me. It's like, no, guys, guys want you to live your own lives.
Right? It's like we are the problematic part of it, where we cull our own audience.
I think it's
where we say, hey guys, go and do other things. Don't just watch us as well.
Of course we do this because we want to be able to spend time with you guys, but at the same time, it's like, there are other things in life that you could be doing.
Well, the thing is, for us, it's like, this is great because she's going to play this game anyway, so we might as well stream it. When it was Hogwarts Legacy, we were going to play the game anyway, and we were going to spend the time doing it, so we might as well stream it.
Yeah.
So it works out. It works out well. Someone did say something there. I'm really excited for the second game, which is coming out later this year. The prequel comic to the game just released. I might have to have a read of that prequel comic. Because that's exactly why I got nonsensei to turn this on and play it, because the new game is coming out this year. So Venom is supposedly going to be the villain in that one, the main villain. And maybe Craven the Hunter, I think, from like the information from last year.
Focus by attacking enemies. You do more damage when you have focus.
So you need to build your focus bar, and then you can use extra attacks.
Up here, okay. Increase combo count and combos.
Actually, the focus bar is going to be up here.
Oh no.
Isn't it?
Yes, both of them.
Yes. Alright, let me actually... Indy has no idea. Nonsensei has no idea about the best British boxer.
I have no clue. I just know it's not.
Wait, is the Wolverine game coming out this year as well?
This year?
Alright, I need to try and change the video in picture here quickly, but we can continue talking anyway. Let me see if I can do that. Oh no, I can't, can I?
I don't think you can. That's okay, you'll just have to advise me. I won't be able to see the focus, but I'll figure it out soon.
Did you see?
Yeah, I can see it's there.
Yeah. Oh, it's 2025. Alright, are we back?
We've got time then. Okay.
So you can't see your health bar or focus bar.
We're gonna have to go on face, guys. We're gonna have to go on face.
Oh lord. Alright, I didn't know it was coming out in 2025. I thought 2023 was a bit too soon, to be fair.
So, X is jump.
X is jump. Circle is dodge.
And I can use the left toggle to go
dodge
one way or
backwards,
the other.
forward, side to side.
Square is airstrike and punching.
Yeah, and triangle is
I don't know what triangle is.
web strike.
Web strike.
So you can pull people and do that sort of stuff.
R2 is swinging, and R1 is to web people
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to break it to you, but you
Nonsensei, how's your driving going? How's your driving going, Nonsensei?
It's going really great.
That's a very, very big overstatement. She hasn't driven in about a week now.
I haven't.
She had an instance where someone almost crashed into her, and it wasn't her fault, but it kind of spooked her a bit. It wasn't her fault. It did spook her. So she's a bit uncomfortable driving. I've said to her, you need to actually still drive though, even if you're scared, because you need to become comfortable with it, and that's something she's working on, which is good. Peter, how you doing?
Peter Sloan.
The game, we've just started the game. Do we hate lizards?
I I've never really met a lizard.
You've never met one?
I think in New Zealand
Well,
we saw
in
a couple
India
of
we
lizards.
saw a lot
oh,
of
maybe
lizards.
yeah, but I've
In
never
New
spent enough
Zealand,
time with
yeah.
them to hate them.
I would say lizards are okay, not the worst, not the best. You definitely have a bigger problem with spiders than lizards.
Yeah, which is funny.
Or scorpions.
Yes,
I would take a lizard over a scorpion.
Arachnids in general, ugh, icky.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
yeah.
use
Lizards
focus
okay.
to heal. The more focus you have, the more you will heal.
Yeah. You
But
press the down button and you can heal.
Oh.
I think, as far as I remember.
Oh,
There you go. Yep.
okay. More people, no.
Yeah, lizards are chill. I think lizards get a bad rap, you know. I think lizards are better than snakes.
Oh.
Snakes don't necessarily creep me out, but I feel like having a giant pet snake is a bit weird. Maybe a small pet snake is alright,
you hit me.
but like a big boy snake might be a bit too far. Because it's like, hey, the amount of food that dude needs to eat is quite substantial, I'm sure.
Oh no.
Whereas a lizard, you're probably going to be able to get that one fed pretty easily. Unless, of course, you have a Komodo dragon. Now, that's a different case entirely, because now we're talking about different pieces.
Oh, there's someone
Jack
there.
Jesus. Jack Jesus has been going
Oh, no,
on
these
more
are
runs.
close, never mind.
So, Jack Jesus might be getting leaner. That might be the situation. But the pull-ups will still be coming at one point or another in the video, in the stream, because I can't sit down for like an hour straight without doing some form of exercise or something. But yeah, Jack Jesus may be becoming skinny Jesus.
I think that's all of them.
And I think that's almost impossible because Jesus was already so skinny when it came to,
He was
you know,
very
the end.
slim.
He was a very
The
slim
elevator's
boy.
down. Take the stairs.
The stairs.
In the cutting phase.
I prefer
Well,
more
this
direct
is the
approach.
thing. At this point, I don't have that much to cut. Like,
How strong are you, man?
I'm like, I'm about 160 pounds now.
Spider-Man.
Around about.
Heading to the upper
So
floors.
I probably have about
Turns on the
maybe
elevator.
5 pounds to
Our
cut
choppers
in
are taking
terms of
fire. Looks like
fat.
Fisk has armed men on every floor.
And then at that point, I'm
desperate.
probably going to start
And he's hitting us with
bulking
everything he's
again
got.
after that.
Find him and end
Okay.
this.
Really, about
Not
5
yet.
pounds. I'll see if I
Just
can
picked
get
up
it gone in
chatter.
the next
They're
like month
wiping
or
all
two,
their data
just through
servers.
runs
We
and
need
stuff
that
like that,
evidence
and then
if we wanna
actually
put him away
start
for good.
working out
Okay, server room it is.
quite aggressively.
Oh,
And
wait.
when I go, you'll see it because in about 3
Call
months
from me.
after, I'll look like a
Better
bull.
answer.
Oh, it's Aunt May.
Hi, Aunt May.
What is all that noise?
Oh.
Watching a superhero movie.
There
What's
you
up?
go.
I just wanted to make sure we're still on for dinner tomorrow night.
Totally. Listen,
Oh,
I gotta
such
go.
a lovely lady.
Well, okay. Love you.
Love you too.
There you go.
Oh.
That was one thing about the MCU Aunt May that I didn't like. It's that you didn't get that
That vibe.
sweet old lady
lady.
vibe, which is honestly the best version of Aunt May. Marissa Tomei is great, and she was good in the MCU as Aunt May, but I was missing that old woman Aunt May. I want that, oh, she's just trying to help everyone, and she's lived a life, and you know she's lived a life, you know? Just doing the best she can.
Full focus bar can be used to perform a finisher. Ooh, finisher.
There you go.
Make sure to visit the Sanctum Sanctorum.
These two.
Yep.
Do you think this ends well?
Yep. Oh, you didn't even know. Right, yeah, the Sanctum Sanctorum is in this game, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Doctor Strange is not in the game, which would have been great. Even if it had just been like a moment of him walking by and you talking to him, and him like creating a
How
portal
rude.
going.
Take a break.
Honestly, guys, if you just looked at how she was mashing the controller just then, it looked like, I don't even know what it looked like. She just had her whole hand just doing this on
No,
all
I
four
wasn't. I
buttons.
didn't know which
saw.
way I was doing it.
There are a
Did I
lot
get
of
them all?
great
Before there's no evidence.
images
Okay,
in this
so I
game
need to go
of
this
New
way.
York, and in fact, I would argue it's my best experience of New York.
Which way
This
am I meant
game
to... Oh,
is the
there.
best experience of New York I've ever had. Yeah, New York is
go
a
in this way,
relative,
it'll destroy all the evidence.
relative dump, unfortunately.
R3.
I should look for
Texas,
a
I'm
thing.
sure, is better than New York. Toy, you can attest to that. I'm pretty sure Toy was
Okay.
from Texas.
Oh, so I need to get inside. Do I need to get in through like a...
The digital version or disc one.
There we go.
Oh, there,
This
there
is the
one.
digital version. Is there a difference in the quality of the game? I don't think there would be, but
like my
this
own
is
private
the
venture.
digital remastered version because it came with
This
the
may be a
Spider-Man
dark
Miles
room.
Morales
It's
game
remarkably
that I
clean
got
evidence.
on the PS5 because it came with the PS5 before. So it is a digital version. It is a digital version.
Should I go in this way?
It's the Lone Star State, baby. I'm telling you, I feel like
that one
I could
here?
get on well in Texas.
Is this tech support? I forgot my password.
Texas would be a pretty cool place to go. I think I could chill out in Texas. And then also get sunburned, because, you know, I'll get sunburned very quickly over there, I'm sure. But I've been to a couple different places in America, and probably the best place I've been to is the best place in America.
I got them all.
Did a good job.
Before everything's
You've
gone.
got access to console before the time runs out. I think I might say New Hampshire. I went to New
sounds like
Hampshire
a
about
nice
10,
place.
12 years
The
ago.
latest kernel
For
patch.
skiing, and it was the last time I went skiing actually. 10, 11 years ago.
Have you been to Chicago?
You
yes.
have been
The guy
Chicago.
frantically
Yes,
erasing
honestly,
his
bit of a
search
dump.
history.
Can't lie.
Oh my god, you're just ending people's cities here.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie
But
at you.
that's part of my charm,
Bit of a dump. Very foggy. Didn't mind the fog. Nah, not for me, I think.
Get that door down now!
I think we went to like the Natural History Museum in Chicago. It was really, really lovely. We saw
Whole square, yep.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, Peter, she's just decimating everyone here.
Look around you.
Including all these minions. Doing their minions in as well. I've never been to Chicago, because these guys went, I think, 2 times.
Yeah. It was
And-
actually the place I saw BTS perform the first time.
Oh, right, wow. It
We
was, wasn't
actually-
it? You were
we-
on holiday at the time, and you scrambled tickets.
We arrived, and this was before they did any European legs of their
Sad
tour.
to see it end.
Look at that finisher.
Pretty cool.
We arrived, and it was like BTS were performing literally around the corner from where we were staying. And I remember I spoke to my parents about it, and my sister, and Yash was like, yo, they might never come to Britain. Why don't you go see them here? And there were tickets, and we went.
That's a big boy explosion right
An
there.
explosion just...
We're from the UK actually. We were both born in London, in Essex, in the UK. But our family's originally from North India. But, you know, some people are like, wait, are you Indian, or are you English, or are you British? We're like British Indians. That's what we say, because that's just how it is. Like in America, if you're like Asian American or Indian American, or you're African American, Black American, however people might say it.
Okay, not
In the UK, you put the British part first.
Yeah,
You're British
because you're
Indian,
British
British
first before-
Nigerian,
We went to up there.
British Chinese. It's just how it is. So we're British Indians,
yes,
and
we
we're
are.
proud of both parts of that cultural heritage that we have. The Deadpool backpack. Yes, I do have the Deadpool backpack. In fact, I just recently got
gotta
the
get
Deadpool backpack.
safe for the bomb squad.
Because
Okay,
it's broken.
1 second.
The Deadpool backpack.
Police,
Is it Wilson
police,
Fisk himself?
Police, it's okay. I got worried it was more bad
I
guys.
guess bombs are part
This
of Willie's getaway
backpack
plan.
Oh,
actively saved my life
it
in China.
literally did.
If I didn't have this backpack, I would be dead right now. I'm 100% sure, or I would have been maimed by a car.
Yeah.
It's such a fat backpack that it took the impact of this car in a narrow road, almost killing me.
Evacuate the building.
Otherwise, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now.
no,
Pretty
someone
crazy
stop.
shit. Bless you. But yeah, the backpack, it basically broke. The zips broke, and I couldn't find anyone to fix it. I went to tailors in the area. I went to the person where my mum gets her dresses like changed and
Tailored.
altered and stuff like that. And he was like, no, I can't do it. I went to another one. He said, no, I can't fix this bag.
hang on,
Went to
get
another
that.
one. He said, I'm sorry, my guy. I can't do this. I said, where the hell am I supposed to go? End up going all the way to North London just to get a bag fixed. But I'm glad I did, because then my backpack actually got stolen,
I don't
and then I
think
needed to
we
use
have
this
to
one. So it's a good thing I got it fixed, because
Yeah.
otherwise I wouldn't have had a backpack. That's a long story I made out of something that didn't need to be that long.
Where am I meant to go now? Across there?
Are you supposed to go across there?
I don't know.
Or are you supposed to go down? I don't know.
Oh, down?
I don't know. Are you going down or are you going up? You go down, up, across, where?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Vegas.
The Deadpool backpack. Well, I'm sure it would save me money. Somehow. I think, you know what? Vegas is also. Well, Nevada's the state, right? Las Vegas is in Nevada.
I don't know where I'm
And
meant to
apparently
go.
Las Vegas, I swear, we're just roasting America right now. Las Vegas, I'm just saying, is a dump as well.
It does seem it a little bit.
I'm like, okay, where...
I'm sure there are other nice places in Nevada.
Give us a place that is not a dump in America.
Oh, please.
Because I think Texas seems like a solid place.
It does.
North Carolina seems like a solid place.
Yeah.
I don't know where else. Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
You're
sounds
the only
like it's
10 I
nice.
see. You know, you got that.
Classic.
At least you have that. Florida is a bit here and there.
right.
We went to Florida. I almost died as a child, so that
You
didn't really leave a good impression on me there.
Am I meant to
But
go
I would
back down?
rather go to Florida than New York or California, because San Francisco is an absolute shit show.
Yeah, it is.
Absolute shit show.
Am I meant to be back up there to save people? I don't
Indy,
think there
you
was
figure it
anyone else
out.
in
You're
there.
the one playing this game. I'm just
There's
engaging with
someone
the
else. Oh, no.
people. You get to play the game. This is your experience.
Oh, there aren't more people here.
Wisconsin?
Wis-
No, can you read?
Wisconsin.
That says Wisconsin.
I mean, I thought maybe you
Wisconsin.
misspelled it. I don't know
He
what
may
that
have
is.
misspelled it, but that was you inferring what he'd written there.
Yeah, I did not
You
read it
infer it.
fully. I'll ride into the back and
Wisconsin.
see if there's someone there.
You might be right. He may have meant to say Washington or Wisconsin. There. But I've never been to Washington actually.
Oh, there's someone else. I'm hearing screaming.
Spider-Man!
Oh,
There you
I
go.
walked away. I nearly killed them.
Nonsensei actually not being the superhero that the world needs.
Thoughts on Fast X being part of the trilogy?
Oh my god, Toy. Toy, this is way more
Wait.
important than any of the shenanigans,
Stop, they
alright?
just put in cool music.
Fast X
No.
being in a 3-part trilogy. What do they think they're doing? As in the fact that they're coming out and saying this after the first one. That is damn stupid. Vin Diesel, you know,
Is he
the
stuck
movie
there
making
now?
business is a money making business, as
It is.
any business is, alright? But you have to have some damn integrity.
It's Yuri.
It's about
Could be better.
9:30 in the UK. 2 a.m. there. So you're about 5 hours ahead, 4 hours ahead? Where are you from? The Middle
No one to
East?
chase him if he flies away.
I'm thinking 4 hours ahead
Why do I get the
in terms of the
feeling that's what he was
UK
planning all along?
might mean the Middle
He
East,
probably was.
but I can't place it elsewhere.
Oh, there's the vent.
Fast X being a trilogy, such a bad idea. Even making it 2 films felt a little scummy. And I said, you
Yeah,
know what,
we said
alright,
that.
2 is alright, we'll handle it.
2128.
Oh right, okay, you're in Mumbai. Wait, is Mumbai only 5 hours, yeah, I guess 5 hours, isn't it, yeah.
Hurry, get EMTs up here fast.
Yeah, 3 films for this finale just feels like you're
How do I
trying
run?
something that shouldn't be done. And I'm not sure it's ever been done.
Oh, is that a rocket launcher?
Yeah.
No.
I'm not sure there's been a case that there's been a movie split into 3 parts, a single movie, other than probably The Hobbit, where The Hobbit is a book and they made 3 movies out of it. But The Hobbit was originally meant to be 2
more bad
movies. That's what they said they were
guys.
going to do, and then they said we're turning into 3. And The Hobbit definitely would have been a better movie had they actually done 2 movies, not 3, because the last film was an absolute shit show and disaster. But Fast X, just such bad decision making, because what if the first one isn't as successful as they hoped? What if? It's still going to make money. But what happens if the second one also doesn't hit financially? And then they've still got to release the third one and spend all that money. I mean, it's a really shocking idea. The better play for this would have been, okay, let's release the first one, then let's see how the second one does, tracking-wise, and then say the second one is basically being split into 2 parts, so it's going to be a 3-part series. Because if you'd announced this after the first one had made $1.2 billion, then I could have seen the reasoning to say we can split the second film into 2 movies, somehow. But just like this, it feels like you're trying to grab onto something which doesn't exist. And I think the hype for Fast X is going to die down very, very quickly. And nowadays, when you look at box office returns, the second weekend drops are much higher than they used to be.
Dodge onto a wall and
You know,
press.
5 years ago, the standard drop was 50 to 60%. Now a standard weekend drop for a movie after the opening weekend is 60 to 75%. I think Guardians might have a good drop. It might only be in the high 50s, even though that might be deemed by some people as bad versus previous movies in the MCU. But I think if they can get a 55 to 60% drop, that's actually pretty good for the MCU now. And Guardians 3 was a very good movie. We didn't do a full review on it, but I think it's definitely the best MCU movie since Spider-Man No Way Home, and the second best MCU movie since Avengers Infinity War, which I feel is the best MCU movie.
Yes.
But this game is potentially even better than almost every MCU movie in and of itself as well.
Really?
Heads up, boss.
Thank you.
Bring in the goods.
Oh no, Spidey sense. They're not really police.
They're not really police. Well, they are. They've been bought off by Fisk.
No. No, please. We don't want corrupt police.
Corrupt police, that's just life. Corrupt people exist. It doesn't matter what job they do.
From the back.
There are bad apples. It doesn't matter what's going on. You need to remove them and then carry on with the system, because otherwise these shitbags just ruin it for everybody.
With Fisk all along? Oh no, I'll never get that image out of my head. So your plan didn't work. On to plan B, getting kicked in the face.
So with the shields, you can't break through the shields with regular attacks. So
You have to
need
dodge.
to use a It's some good stuff, nonsensei. You've improved quite substantially over the last 10 minutes. You can do it on him.
No, I can.
All right, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
Hey Yuri.
How do I run?
Impressive.
I can't run yet.
Yeah, you can.
How?
I'm right outside his office.
I don't think we've unlocked run. How do we run?
With pleasure.
He's just doing this weird walk where he's like crouch walking.
There you go.
Oh, so you hold it down.
R2, hold R2 down while moving, and it will.
Ah, okay. Oh no, I didn't want to
There you
scale
go.
the wall.
Wait, was it pizza or toy? Oh, there you go. The beatboxing was legendary. We need a part 2 soon, nonsensei.
Look, I feel like a big boss is coming. So I need to be focused. No, it's Orson Fist.
You were right. Wait, were you fat shaming him?
No. I mean, no, but someone that size.
Because
he is
a
a
rather
big boy.
boy.
But he's also burly, you know? Like
Just a
Vincent
matter of time
D'Onofrio.
before you're fighting crime IRL. Well, Peter, I'll tell you. I've had my fair share of altercations
This far,
over the last 5-10 years.
but your foolishness.
He has.
I feel like you have to be the change you want to see, right? In the
Oh,
world.
is that a plate screen?
And I remember my parents generally
you
getting
do
very
know I can
annoyed
still
with me
see you,
because I would intervene if someone was being attacked or harassed on the street. And they would get very pissed off because they'd say, you don't know if this idiot is going to have a knife or a gun. And I'm like, if I don't do it, and no one else is doing anything, then someone is going to get hurt. And if I get hurt, then that's bad. But if someone else gets hurt and they can't defend themselves, then I mean, I'd have to live with that, especially if I saw them get physically hurt. I think self-defense is very important. People need to have some context and understanding of how to defend themselves. And I think even, you know, in the UK, we don't have self-defense. It's really a thing.
It hit
doesn't
me.
exist. You need to be healing yourself, otherwise you're going to die. So let me heal you. There you go. Self-defense isn't really a statute
Oh no,
and
I'm
a law
out.
here. You don't really have
You can be
protections,
out of.
which is
of where?
quite worrying, to be honest.
Oh no, it hit me.
Gotta web the gun.
I think I'm nearly dying.
But it's what it is. You know, you can't always make the right decision, but you have to do the things you can. And if that means someone's getting harassed and attacked, and you step in and stop it, you stop it.
No,
I always
got
say,
hit.
I've got two options when it comes to I've got two options when it comes to a fight. I've got
No,
my left
web shoot is out.
and I got my right, and then I'm out. I've got two punches. I mean, I've either knocked them out in 2 punches and done them in 2, or I'm done. And generally, 2 punches has been enough in my life, because I have quite bad tendons in my forearms through boxing. I messed them up because of
No, I
boxing.
think I died.
But I have been told I have a very, very hard punch.
I
And
died.
it's
No.
testament to people getting done in by the punches. But I shouldn't be saying that because I can get done in for that. But one way or another, you know, I can't remember exactly the days or what the situation
No,
was.
I wasted my web shooter.
But generally, the reception is, thank you for doing that. Thank you for stopping this person. Hey, not 1 punch man, 2 punch man. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's also about gauging the situation. Like, if you physically cannot stop somebody and you're like, hey, this person's too big for me, then make a fuss about it verbally. Like, you don't need to physically go in and attack and try and help somebody in that way if you know there's such a small chance the person is 100 pounds bigger than you. Just make the situation uncomfortable for them as well. By
No,
calling
I'm
them
all
out, by
out.
saying you need to stop what you're doing, get other people involved if you can, but people are so damn weak and feeble
I did
nowadays
it!
that they don't do that stuff.
What's wrong, Willie?
People are
You
too
seem
weak.
angry.
We have a weak society, unfortunately.
No, you're a big guy.
He is
I
a
didn't
big
mean
guy.
it. I didn't mean it.
You didn't mean to call him fat, is that it?
No!
Yeah, there is that line. It's what's the best way to handle a bad guy with a gun? And it's a good guy with a gun. In this
No.
country, we don't have guns, but you know, it's what it is. The person is more important than the weapon, I think.
I think I'm nearly dead.
You are nearly dead. You need to keep dodging. If he's gonna punch, you need to dodge.
You die and you
Oh, Kev, how you doing?
Take your best shot.
Working on Saturday sucks.
No, he hit me.
Man, well, you were coming home before, and I guess now you're home. So whether you're gonna stay on the stream for a little bit, whether you gotta do what you gotta do, relax, decompress, you need to do the best thing for you, because, I mean, I understand. Saturdays and working. He just headbutted you. He just headbutted you and did you in. You know, actually, I'll be honest, this is exactly the point that she stopped playing the game.
Go.
The first time she played it. She just stopped after this. She couldn't get through this. She swung around for about 2 hours, and then she finally got to this point, and she gave up. So hopefully you get through this part.
No, he keeps hitting me. Why does he keep hitting me?
Dream Car.
Always enjoy the streams. Going to see Guardians later tonight.
Oh, well, enjoy it, Kev. It's a really, really good movie. We felt it was the least good of the 3 Guardians movies, but it's still
No,
like
he
a
hit me.
7.5 to 8 out of 10. It's still a very, very good movie and a great comic book movie. Very, very heavy on the feels.
Me.
So if you're a crier or if you're in that emotional state, it's gonna get you. Because while Guardians 1 and 2 had like a handful, 2 or 3 moments of, oh, that's a very, very emotional scene, this one has probably 7 or 8 where nonsensei was tearing up all through it. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very good movie, and it pulls on your heartstrings. I think in a way that the
Oh,
first
he
2
hit me.
didn't.
I was dodging.
But I feel like they were playing for making you emotional,
Oh, God.
which the first 2 didn't in the same way. Where maybe they tried to oversell the emotional scenes in certain instances, but they did get you in the end, because when you're working with animals and you're working with found family, friends, it's always a tough thing. I'm deaf a crier now as I'm older. Yeah, you know, I feel the same way. I'm more emotional now as an individual. I'm more comfortable in that than I was 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I feel as a teenager, you know, you're in that state where you're like, nothing affects me, I'm just going to get on with it, and I'm not going to show it. I suppose teenagers now might be different, because they're all like, oh, you know, you have to show your emotion all the time, and you have to be able to talk to people about this and that. And to a degree, that is true, but you can't live your life in a therapy session, because, I mean, nothing's going to happen for you if you're going to be doing stuff like that. But it is important to acknowledge your emotions. Because otherwise, you're going to bottle it up too much, and then you can explode in different ways. And that's never, 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 never good. Two Punch Man, Dream Car. Well, toy. Dream Car is an interesting one, because from the age of about 15,
How does he hit
my
me?
dream car has been the Camaro, the Chevy, from Transformers 1, 2, 3, Bumblebee. Bumblebee has been my dream car.
No.
And when I have a certain amount of money and I can bust, you know, I don't know how much it is, probably between like 30 and 70 grand, somewhere like that. When I can bust that much money willy-nilly on a car, I will be getting that car. I don't really have that many physical wants per se. You know, as long as you have, you know, a house over your head and you have family around you, your friends, whatever it is, and the internet, which is very important in the world we live in now. Oh, the R8. Audi R8 is also a very, very nice car. Nice looking car. As long as you have those things, everything else is kind of secondary, you know? You need food, you need water.
Really?
And something
I
I
don't
feel
think
like
so.
most people need to understand
say
is you
the
don't
same
need to
to
go
you.
and spend on
You
that
know
car,
what to do.
especially if you don't have the money
Not
for
more
it.
people.
So people need to be a bit more financially responsible in general. I didn't know this was becoming this, but yeah, I think a lot of people they get a pay rise and they get a bit more money, or they come into money and they go and bust it. They go and spend it on this, that, a new car, a new watch, a new house, and then they look at themselves 3 years later and they're like, where'd all the money goes? Because, well, you gave money to this person, you loaned money to this person, you got a lease on that new car, and you decided you wanted this new kitchen, and you need to be able to manage your money in the best way you can. And sometimes you don't want to overextend yourself and overexert yourself monetarily before you're actually in that position. I think the
not gone yet?
best
Like,
way
come on.
I looked at it was you can't afford 5 of something, you can't afford it. I think the saying was actually from Michael Jordan. I think, actually, it may have been. I think it was Michael Jordan who said that. I'm trying to figure out if it was Shaquille O'Neal. You know, it may have been Shaquille O'Neal.
It might have been Shaquille O'Neal.
I'm seeing Shaquille O'Neal with the food tax.
Yeah,
it's
classic.
Shaquille O'Neal. He said if you can't afford 3 of something, you can't afford it. My thing is, if you can't afford 5 or 6 of something, you should not even consider getting it, because it's going to affect your life if you buy that thing in a negative way. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, with rent, bills, mortgages, it's very, very hard right now. It's super duper tough. And, you know, it sounds crazy because it's like, well, there are people in other countries who don't even have heating or hot water or kettle.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, comparatively and relatively, yeah, I suppose it's not the end of the world, the situation we're living in, but it doesn't make it any easier for, you know, us or you in that situation, you know? But yeah, energy bills have gone through the roof. I do hope that, you know, that gets sorted out to some degree over the next few months, because if we get back to winter next time round at the end of the year, and the energy prices haven't really dipped significantly from where they are now, and they have come down about probably 20% off the highs.
Oh no, he hit me in the face.
But they're still 50% up from where they were 2 years ago, you know, and it's too much for most people to be able to, it's too much. And old people in the winter, you know, they don't have money for heating, they don't have the ability to, they either have to cook or eat, and especially when it comes to in the UK, a lot of elderly people just pass away because of the unaffordability of being able to heat their homes or heat their flats. Something I've seen more and more is elderly people, like very, very old people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, getting into van life because it's more affordable for them than having to pay bills consistently in a house or a flat, whether it's on rent or their mortgage or just even the bills alone. And they have a home maybe that they can afford, but they can't afford to heat themselves because of the cost. It's like if you spent your whole life being able to afford the house you're living in, and you're able to live by yourself and with your family or with your partner at 78 years old, and you can't afford it now because of the heating bills. I mean, it's disgusting. So you spent your whole life trying to live to get to that point. It's really, really worrying, and they don't need that type of lifestyle after you've lived and created a family and created a life. You know, I do think there needs to be more input from family in these cases, your own community. You need to make sure that the people around you are doing best by you and you're doing best by them. And elder care, I think, needs to be more of a thing within your own family. And it's not about the state doing things, it's not about your country doing things, your government. It's about you taking a bit of responsibility for, you know, your parents, your grandparents. I know when we were kids, you know, we didn't really have social lives whatsoever.
No.
Well, you were too young at the time, probably really, but me and my older sister at least, it was going to school, coming back and making sure we were here, so that our mum, you know, didn't need to do it by herself. Caring for our grandmother.
Yeah.
And you know, our grandmother lived with us our whole life. It was one of the biggest blessings ever. You know, having that opportunity and time with her. I mean, it's been a very long time since she passed away now. You know, 5 to 10 years almost. But you know, I wouldn't not have that time with her instead of going to house parties or being able to go out with friends, you know, once a week or once a month, whatever it would be. I think most people need to have that maybe little bit of extra responsibility on themselves, and it's not easy, especially as a kid. You're like, oh god, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to carry my grandmother up the stairs, you know, because I don't want my mum doing it, and you know, dad's not home for a while, so I guess I have to do it. Probably stunting my growth. I do think, right, if I had been carrying my grandmother upstairs, my Dudley up the stairs, I think I may have grown an extra inch.
You might have.
I think so.
Truly,
But
it's not a joke.
5'11's alright. 5'11, it's okay. We don't want to get into the height situation again. Because last time there was the whole, oh, how tall are you? How tall are you? Remember that? Which someone thought it was the perfect time to raise heating bills. Well, people will say it's a particular war going on, but that's a bit of a straw man, because heating bills had risen 50% before you know, any wars were happening in Europe. So
I'm hearing partially. I'm not even hearing fully, honestly.
No, nonsensei isn't hearing me.
I'm hearing like odd words here and there. I'm so focused because I don't want to die again.
Yeah.
I'm struggling.
You're struggling, are you? Alright, do you want me to do it?
No, I need to be able to do this myself.
You sure?
I don't even know where Fisk is. He's hiding somewhere.
Fisk is kind of hiding, to be honest.
You can't see him either, right? Oh, he was directly underneath. There are no more throwables.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just have a bit of a moment here to play a little bit, so that hopefully you can
survive. He's already killed me quite a few times.
Do we have no more?
No more throwables.
No more throwables. None.
They said utilize them, and I did, but now there are none left.
So what I'm hearing is you utilize them by not utilizing them whatsoever.
Oh no, there's one. He was also throwing them at me, okay? He just blocks a lot.
Okay, let's stop this. Square, is it? Okay. Circle. There we go, you can go to the next part now.
Oh, it's gonna be more difficult.
Oh, you just about did that, Nonsensei. You were almost at the end point there. I couldn't have saved you then. You have to do it.
I did.
No,
I
no,
have
no.
to take
You have
it.
to. You have to do it when it says it. It's given so there. It's giving you a lot.
Oh, so I have to do it numerous times.
So that, no, with the triangle, it was a countdown, and you pressed it not at the right time.
Oh, so it's when it just meets the triangle. It's meant to be
precisely.
done. Okay.
Kiss now? Yeah, maybe later.
Yeah, to be fair, Deo, normally there's not this much talking, but I don't know why I'm talking a lot. I've got a chatty mouth today.
I'm really struggling. I struggled. There was so much focus.
You did a good job.
I did.
Nicely done. There you go.
Really?
Pete's giving you
You've
some
got more
props.
enemies in there than I do.
Thanks.
Hey Pete,
This will be more than
there's
a
two
minor
Petes.
inconvenience.
There's
Gotta
Peter
go.
Parker and Peter Stone. We've got multiple Petes going on.
There-
This
there-
is the true multiverse. This is the multiverse in action.
1 month! In 1 month you'll wish you had me back!
My man, you need to do something for those paws.
Hey, appreciate you're not complaining
Kingpin
about
is heading
it. Some people would, and I would understand it.
Celebrate. Maybe take a vacation.
Yeah, we did watch the coronation.
did.
We watched on Saturday. Sunday, it was more. We did level up. There you go. Sunday, it was like the events and the concerts and stuff like that, which I saw highlights of. But on Saturday, we did sit down as a family and all watch the coronation. It was a very long event. I think it was like 4 or 5 hours plus. Very, very well done.
Tell no one.
I'm in chat while web saying tell no one. Yeah, that's what it is. Living multiple lives, secret identities.
I'm almost there.
You know, the level of pageantry, that's cool, isn't it? That is
Oh,
cool.
look at that slow-mo.
No, it's not safe.
Look at him
Gotta
just
love Doc's
running
enthusiasm,
across
but sometimes
buildings.
it gets him into
Stop.
trouble.
That's too cool.
Better get there before he hurts himself.
Yeah, well, girls here are pretty interesting. It's the coronation.
the music's gonna start.
Oh, girls are very interested in the coronation. Well,
Really?
I'm not a girl, but I can tell you, as a Brit, I think in America it's probably different.
Maybe.
You know, Americans kicked out the British, remember?
Wow.
So they have a different relationship with the royal family, which is very valid. You know, they fought for their independence, and unfortunately, Britain lost one of the most valuable assets the world has ever seen in the United States of America. But yeah, I mean, it was an incredible event anyway, and we will not see one for a very long time.
No, I meant
And the pageantry.
Yeah, there was a lot of pageantry.
Oh no, I mean Indian girls. Oh well, I mean, yeah. I guess that makes more sense.
Wow.
Because Deo's from India.
Oh,
I think he said Mumbai.
Oh wow.
Yeah. India, I guess, is similar to America in, you know, they're previously, in India at least, it's a previous colony of Britain, and they're independent as well. So the Indians, we as well, have that same type of situation where, you know, you have to understand both sides of the culture. I think that's quite important.
Wait, are we just
The
going
Indian
in
and Hindu
Spider-Man?
side of it, and also the
there we go.
Sorry,
Christian,
I'm late.
Protestant side and British side of it.
Oh wow. Wow.
Stockhock.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
Most people here love
Stunning
Diana,
development.
hate Charles
The
and
Grand
Camilla.
Committee's director will be here
Well,
soon.
you know, it's tough. I think there were
It's
mistakes
fine,
made,
Parker. I
obviously,
invented this equipment.
with
I think I can
the
handle
way Charles and Diana handled their relationship. They clearly were very toxic for each other, and that happens in regular life, let alone royal life. But
man.
we can't,
Maybe we
like,
should have
Diana, you know,
Not yet.
stuff.
Yeah, I
But we
think
can't. No?
it was also very difficult because their relationship was so publicised.
Yeah.
You have to remember when Prince Charles and Princess Diana were married, celebrity wasn't the way it was now. You saw celebrities in magazines and on talk shows, and that was it. There wasn't mega access, and so paparazzi really held a lot of power in the way people perceived, and the news did as well.
Yeah.
Close.
And they were very heavily scrutinised across their whole relationship.
Yeah.
So there are consequences to that as well, right?
Yeah,
No,
it's what it is.
it
I
was all
mean,
my fault.
you know, the media got a
Energy
very
levels exceeded our
bad look
expectations.
because of it, because of that whole
From a certain
situation with
viewpoint, that's a
Diana.
very positive development.
Which was
Doesn't smell
mostly
very positive.
they really messed
I
up in a
assure
lot
you
of
it's
ways.
terrible.
But
For a
Let's
lot
not
of
get
time.
ahead
at the end point, you know, they kept on going on about the British
Is there
media
somewhere
and
else
the
we can
situation
discuss this?
happened in the tunnel and all that. When it was actually the French
It
media.
was Paris. But there were
was the-
paparazzis following her.
They were all French media outlets.
They were.
And they were people in France doing it, right?
Take over as Queen and William King.
When King Charles passes away, it will be William
It will be
who
William,
ascends
yeah.
the throne.
Yeah,
was a
William and
disaster.
Kate
Yeah.
will become
could the
the
damper have
new
failed?
royals, basically.
Yeah.
The new
No
head
doubt
of
to
state.
take the day off.
William will become reigning monarch.
Because she's queen consort.
Yes.
She could have just been princess consort, but she got elevated to queen consort because the
Her
queen
Majesty
made
the
that
Queen
decision
wanted her.
prior to her
Bad
death.
shape, little guy.
But she could equally have just been called princess
See
consort.
what's wrong
'Cause,
Yes.
when it came to Queen Elizabeth, what are you doing? What are you going on? What are you doing? What's happening?
I'm just looking around, honestly.
Because when you had Prince Philip, he was Prince Philip, he wasn't King Philip. Because when it comes to men, they can't become kings, whereas women can become queens
When you are
if you aren't the bloodline.
Yeah,
Right.
it's about the when you are the consort to the reigning monarch.
Yeah.
There are different levels of titles.
But you can't be king consort.
No.
You can be queen consort.
That's why the Queen, Queen Elizabeth, he was known as Prince, her husband.
Queen
rather than-
Elizabeth, he was known as Prince.
forgive me.
Yeah, that's
Queen
I've already
Elizabeth,
okay. I've already
Prince
talked.
Philip.
Indy, I've already talked about that.
Sorry.
You've not paid attention, and you don't need to.
Apologies.
You
I'm
need to
trying
focus on the game.
focus.
Yeah, there was this weird meme going about, and I'm sure it was just someone in the background for the like event and structure just moving about. But there was this moment where a very hooded woman was walking in the background in one of the shots at the Abbey, and people went, "Wait, what is going on right now?" because she looked a bit demonic.
Oh no.
And it looked like the Grim Reaper had come into the building for a
Circuit
second.
burned out. Damn it. If I had been here to do the pre-check, I would have caught this.
Why did they have changed Parker's face to this Tom Hollandish guy? Looks so uncannily weird. Did they change the face?
Oh, I can't.
I know they did. It's not Tom Holland's face in the game, but it just looks like a generic Peter Parker. That's pretty much it. He doesn't look very specifically like Tom Holland, but he's got a little bit of that look for the character in the game. But yeah, without a mask, he does look a little weird. But then most characters, the one character who looks really weird in this game is MJ. And she's also a horrible character. I mean, they changed her character, they changed what she is, and, you know, she's not the MJ I know, at least, from all those hours of reading comics and watching the animated shows. Yep, you're right. If you have his face, you're probably gonna have to pay some fee for the likeness and the way they look.
Oh, it's on the left. That's why I was like, what am I meant to be doing? Right.
You'll figure it out.
Oh, so here.
Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. Overall, I think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. I understand why people say Tobey Maguire because, we grew up with him. But I think if you're going to be fair and honest, Tom Holland is the best overall Spider-Man. Even though I don't like 2 of the Spider-Man movies. I think one of them is okay, one of them is terrible, and one of them is great. That's what I think of the MCU Spider-Man trilogy, at least.
Took me a hot minute.
Andrew's the GOAT. I think Andrew got a bad rap with Spider-Man because of Amazing Spider-Man 2, but he was very good in No Way Home. He's a bit of a dickhead, to be honest, Andrew Garfield.
He is known to be.
He's known to be a prick, which is never fun, because Tobey Maguire is known to be, a bit weird,
Yeah.
a bit janky, but he seems alright. Andrew Garfield is confirmed dickhead, which is never good. In fact, the reason why people found out Garfield was in the movie Spider-Man No Way Home was because a Deliveroo driver was at his house in Atlanta, the house he was renting, and said, you know, I think I've just seen Spider-Man while I was delivering food. The guy's a prick. And people went, hang on. Spider-Man in Atlanta? Yeah, of course, he's filming there. Tom Holland's filming. He said, no, not the new Spider-Man, the old one.
And people went, huh?
What?
Really?
What? Why is Andrew Garfield in Atlanta? And it was because he was filming, and then people figured it out from there. And then all the behind-the-scenes blue screen shots came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he kept being like, no, I'm not in it. And people were like, really though?
Now rebalance.
This is the worst part of the game.
This part, sorry, I'm struggling.
Yeah. No, not you. He's saying this part of the game.
Stuff.
I think at some point we can do skippable versions of this. I can't remember how. I'll have a look online once the stream's over to see if I can evade doing these, because I know with some of the other mini games like this, you can avoid them, like when you get to the towers and you have to create the maps and the layout of New York. I just ended up eventually just getting rid of them and just having the easy way out, because I didn't want to spend 5 minutes trying to figure out all of these things. But it is what it is.
Yes, you can skip. Once you try many times and even then you are not able to.
Yes, you can skip. Eventually we'll be able to skip them, I think, but they just want you to start doing it in the beginning. I think Andrew Garfield is better than Tobey, but the scripts for him were terrible. I think the first Amazing Spider-Man was actually pretty good. I think it's probably up there in the top half of Spider-Man movies, but the second one was very, very bad. It was cringy, it was campy, it had very little going for it, which was sad, because the first one actually was an interesting change from the Tobey Maguire movies. And when you look at the whole situation with Spider-Man in the MCU, not in the MCU,
Let's see if that works.
Andrew Garfield was very nearly in the MCU as Spider-Man, which was absolutely insane in 2012, because the Amazing Spider-Man had just come out. It had done relatively well, and the Avengers movie had come out and done incredibly well. And Marvel were trying to make a deal with
Lizard
the lizard
CGI was
CGI
funky.
was bad in that movie, wasn't it?
It was.
But Marvel had been trying to make a deal with Sony to basically include the Oscorp Tower in the Avengers movie, and Sony were trying to make a deal to include the Avengers Tower or something like that, and they wanted essentially to have Andrew Garfield be a part of the MCU in its early beginnings, and he was supposed